This is a huge trend, so first off, read this disclaimer carefully. And of course, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. The big topic is mass surveillance. So let's get into this portfolio. So you can see that there are quite a few stocks here. And these are, rather pure play stocks, companies in this space. You can see that the average performance here is massively outperforming the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, you name it. Mass surveillance is a very powerful theme. It is not going away, it is going to just increase going forward. Of course, you could have a lot of different opinions about this, but it is a portfolio that is beating the market, and there are a very long list of reasons why these stocks are performing so well, and why they will continue most likely to perform very well going forward. The company we will focus on in this video is actually one of the big players in this space, and that is Axon Enterprise. They make body cameras and tasers, very good distance from 52-week low, relatively close to the 52-week highs. Here is the website. The tech suite for public safety. The Axon ecosystem gives public safety leaders new tools to protect life. They have this one, de-escalate with confidence using the most advanced CVS ever. So this is a smart weapon. It's the taser here. It gives you an electric charge that is intended to incapacitate in a non-lethal manner. The issue with the taser is that it is not sufficient enough, but there is innovation happening in this entire space, basically making alternatives to weapons, because a gun is a very efficient way to incapacitate someone, but it is deadly. Hence, electricity is something that is being actively used, but something I do think will come soon, that is actually chemical solutions. So you are shot and a chemical is injected into you, and then you will be very quickly incapacitated, because chemicals are actually more efficient than electricity in many cases. Capture truth, connected cameras that tell the full story. This is of course a huge topic, and there's been massive riots due to the video footage not being fully available. And the consequence of that is that there will be more cameras. So this is a booming trend. And Axon also has a software package that is able to integrate all of this new information into something that is easier to analyze. Okay, so let's first look at the seasonality of Axon Enterprise. Let's get the months here. So this is the percentage of months in which the stock closed higher than it opened. You can see that October and November, December are decent months. If you look at it against the S&P 500, let's see. Let's get a bunch of years. Yeah, you can see that this season is one of general outperformance. Okay, then let's look at the charts. So AAXN is the ticker. One of the first things I wanted to do here with the weekly data points is to make this cycles, because you can see here in the green here, this is a major cycle that has been repeating as of late. And based on the major cycle, there could be some fuel left in the rally. We saw here that here we have a major cycle that was broken up into two smaller cycles, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here, the two smaller cycles were much more demarcated. In this instance here, you have a rising cycle, and you could argue that we are towards the top end here of the rising phase, and that we should expect a bit of a decline. So that's something that the cycle patterns tell us. Cycle analysis analyzes money flowing into and out of our security. So this is the giga picture. When we look at all history, we do have approaching 19,000% gain from from when it went public. That is obviously a very strong gain. But as you can see here, that it is very common for Axon to have pullbacks. So these are many years, pullback, 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 pullback. It is very, very common. Even recently, there's been very frequent pullbacks, which means if you want to have a long position on Axon, it makes sense to buy it after a pullback. It also means that because of these very frequent pullbacks that can be significant, I mean, this pullback here, as an example, was minus 33%. If we take this pullback here, it was minus 21, which means that it is very shortable as well. Based on the RSI, we have approached now the overbought levels, and it's not been like super consistent, but you see that there is a general trend of it being able to trigger pullbacks. And there's a 75% correlation with S&P 500 long term. Here we have the daily data points. So we can see here that one of the key moving averages as far as support goes is the red 200-day moving average. We are quite some distance away from it. And that's another thing. Historically, we usually aren't far away from the 200-day moving average for longer periods of time. And that's one of those moving averages that we are likely to revisit in the future, and could be potentially a buying level if you want to have a long position. Looking at the RSI here, long term, you can see here that the stock doesn't like to be overbought here on the daily RSI data points, nor does it like to be oversold. Hence, the RSI is rather reliable, and we are seeing some deterioration now. The accumulation distribution line did not corroborate this rally, so there was a bearish divergence. There's a 74% positive correlation here on the daily data points. When we go to Finviz, we see that options are available. It is also shortable. We can see here that the performance is very good, 45% year to date. When we look at the analyst price targets, you can see that they target $102.44, and the stock is now, in order to get down to the price target, the stock would actually have to fall minus 3.42%. That's, a bit bearish. If you go here to Axon on Saks.com, they have a number for sell, F value score, F growth, and D momentum. And the industry rank is in the bottom 14%, which is quite bearish. And there is no dividend. 6.8 billion in market cap. Okay, so to sum up my take here, I am bullish long term on mass surveillance, very powerful theme. I'm also bullish long term on Axon Enterprise, but I do think that there's a high probability of a correction on the horizon. Whatever you do, of course, don't fight the trend, and may the trend be with you.